Ms. Joan Pereira.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, I rise in support of the motion on restricting hate speech to maintain our racial and religious harmony. Everyone believes in the importance of racial and religious harmony. But what happens when hate speech and offensive speech take place? In this age of high interconnectivity, such negative expressions through messaging, music, writing and art can travel the globe at the speed of light. The mask of anonymity and the camouflage of encryption further aid the proliferation of hate speech. A body of research and our own experiences had shown us that it is easier to pick up bad behavior than good. Thus, we need holistic measures to prevent a downward spiral of hate speech begetting more retaliating hate speech. History teaches us that in all communities and countries, racial and religious harmony is fragile. Hence, it is important that we nip any threats in the bud as early as possible. We cannot afford the escalation of toxic communication nor the contagion of acrimony. Hate speech should not be tolerated, and those who propagate it must be made to face consequences, including punishment, to serve as deterrent. To borrow medical terminology, we need to build our herd or group immunity against hate speech through the vaccine of public education and of building trust among communities to overcome ignorance and misinformation. The greater the number of Singaporeans and residents who resist and call out hate and offensive speech, the more protection we have as a nation. Sir, in Mandarin. 借用医学俗语社区内的信任就如疫苗，让我们对仇恨言论有群体免疫力，协助我们克服无知和错误信息。 抵制仇恨和急攻性言论的人越多，我们国家拥有的保护就大。We also need to strengthen our capabilities in dealing with three groups of people. The first group is those who feel targeted but who may keep silent, bearing grudges. Subsequently, when the occurrences of hate speech become more frequent, some in this group may lose control and turn violent to hurt those they perceive as perpetrators. How can we identify the silent sufferers who may blow up and calm these victims before they make outbursts? The second group is those who speak up. However, if they do not communicate in a constructive way, they may actually cause more harm and contribute to a more explosive situation. How can we help them to express and register their objections to hate speech which target them, but in ways which will not exacerbate the problem? The third group is those traumatized by hate speech and related incidents. What happens overseas may also affect us. How do we help our people who have been traumatized by such incidents overseas? Finally, we need to counter the propagators of hate speech by showing them in their true light. They incite hatred and even encourage criminal acts and terrorism. The music group Watin is one such example. Their hypocrisy and inconsistency between what they advocate and what they do should be highlighted. Even as the group encourages hate speech and urges the destruction of harmonious and constructive communities, its members continue to enjoy the convenience and even luxuries of the products of peace. These include the infrastructure and the services of people from different races and religions working hard to provide them with clean water, safe food, reliable travel and electricity, which make their concerts possible. People who advocate hatred, chaos and destruction cannot have it both ways. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, racial and religious harmony is integral to the survival and prosperity of our nation. We must protect and nurture this precious but delicate asset to the best of our ability. We should never take it for granted, but seek instead to constantly fortify and strengthen it. Sir, thank you.